Hello, hello. We are back for some more Clair Obscur on our special Monday stream. We'll figure out how long we're streaming, but I'm guessing probably just one episode today. So a good 2 hours or so. Now, I'm at Lune's skill tree because I wanted to change some stuff up. After I stopped playing, I was kind of thinking about stuff with how her build works now and us being able to Typhoon turn one and then her getting a whole bunch of AP because she's giving herself 2 AP, but she's also giving everyone else 2 AP every turn that she takes now, if she Typhoons. So I was like, I really don't need thermal transfer anymore. Um, and I don't want immolation, but there's no good way for me to enable Mael without keeping immolation on her. Obviously, on Verso, we put burning shots on. That's only a 20% chance, so it's not completely reliable. So it'd be nice to just have immolation there as a failsafe, essentially. But all the AP we're getting means that thermal transfer is no longer necessary. So I was trying to figure out, like, what am I replacing it with and what is my actual combo gonna be? So, like, in theory, we start Typhoon turn one, it eats all of our AP, but it gives her 2 AP, right? And then when her turn starts, she gets 1 AP for turn start, heals everybody, including herself, gets 2 more AP. So she's 5 AP turn 2. So where do we want to go from there? Now, my thought was we've been working towards Terraquake. And we could, I guess, cast Terraquake that turn. Or what we could do is we could get Electrify to get us 2 Lightning Stains. And then the turn after, we have 7 AP. And then we cast the Enhanced Terraquake. And then after that, the next turn we have 5 AP again. I really don't know what we do after we cast Enhanced Terraquake. Because we can't quite reach Typhoon. Now, this is all assuming that she gets 0 kills with any of her damage over time here. And with Terraquake and Typhoon going off every single turn, at least when there's ads, there's a fairly good chance that she'll pick up some kills. Or hit a marked target or something and get AP back, which could make it so she can use Typhoon again. Now, if we're against a boss, that the only thing that could happen is that we hit a marked target, right? There's no, unless the boss is summoning ads, then there's nothing that she's going to be killing to get extra AP back. So we have to figure out what to do with 5 AP after we've gone Typhoon, Electrify, Terraquake. Where do we go from there with 5 AP? So I was thinking about maybe going into the heal skills more so we can just generate some light stains. Because, okay, the problem is after Terraquake. So we also got to think about our stains, right? So turn one, we get ice and light. Electrify will consume the light to change it into a light again. Because it's supposed to consume fire stains. But it'll consume the light, change it into a light. So that will be net zero. But we'll have 2 electric stains then. Then when we Terraquake, we'll burn the 2 electric stains. And we'll come out with an earth, 2 lights, and an ice. From there, if we then heal for 0 AP, because we'll consume an earth and a light to make it cost 0, We could heal herself, but I guess it's not even necessary to heal herself. It's more about like who we're giving the AP to. Because she could give AP to herself by healing someone, or she could give AP to someone else. The problem is that's the turn that Typhoon runs out, so she kind of has to heal herself that turn to get 2 more AP. So then the following turn, you have 8 AP. You have 2 light stains. And is that it? I think you just have 2 light stains. And then you consume 2 light stains to get increased duration for Typhoon. And then you start the whole combo again, except now you have enhanced duration on Typhoon. And you should just be able to keep that up indefinitely from now on. So that works. It requires us to get Electrify, and it requires us to get Terraquake. So we're quite a bit away from that. And then the other thing that I was thinking of is, because we currently have Rock Slide, which we literally never use. But it can break. Crustal Crush does break damage. I mean, it might be nice to have an Earth skill besides Terraquake. And something to do more break damage. I was thinking about maybe replacing one of them eventually with Mayhem. But then you're eating all your stains for it to be able to break. So I'm not really sure about that one. But yeah, that's as far as I've thought of so far. To create like an infinite combo for Lune where she's just generating large amounts of AP for the whole team, healing everyone, and doing damage. And it doesn't rely on her getting any kills or anything. Now, it does rely on her using heal, so I'm going to swap Thermal Lance for Healing Light. The problem with running this skill is you can't cast it on a living ally. And this skill costs a whole bunch of fire stains, which we don't really have the skills to generate enough fire stains. I also wonder if the regen counts as heal or not, because it says regen that heals on turn start. So you would think yes, because it uses the word heal in it, but I'm not positive on that. Also, I find it weird that Typhoon doesn't tell you how much it heals. Everything else is like, oh, it heals 30 to 50%, depending on like your button input. So it revives 30 to 70%, 40 to 60%. Like, okay, what about this one? It just says, and heals allies. I assume, based on what I've been seeing, and all heals being a percent heal, I assume it's a 30% heal. But again, not quite enough information on here. But yeah, that's what I was thinking of before we get started here with the actual episode. So I wanted to explain why I was getting rid of Thermal Lance and where I'm headed in her build next. And we're replacing Healing Light. Hold on, I want to reorganize my skills though. So we want Typhoon on the front page because we're going to be using it turn 1 almost always. These are kind of more situational. And I think Crippling Tsunami is also going to be more situational. I do want to keep it. And then we could make this combo slightly better because obviously we're not really... Immolation's not part of the combo. Immolation's only going to be used to help Mael. So if we swap to her weapon that decreases the cost of ice moves, then it'll be easier for us to use Typhoon, and then we'll actually end up with more AP than the combo that I described. Meaning we could do something else, like maybe Crustal Crush or Rock Slide, But we could throw in like a different lightning skill possibly. Like one of these high-level lightning skills, like Stormcaller or Lightning Dance. Problem with this one is it requires... I mean, our combo would probably at some point have an Earth Stain, an Ice Stain, and a Light Stain to replace that Fire Stain. So it might be possible to use something like that. And then it would make her, like, actually decent at dealing single target damage. Because that's really her weakness right now, is she does not deal single target damage well at all. So if I need her to, like, pop an enemy, I can't really guarantee that she's going to do that. And then everyone else seems kind of fine. Verso's kind of weird. He doesn't have, like, super high impact except Perfect Break. But he's just kind of, like, there, applying debuffs and picking off small enemies. And then Mael is just kind of, like, the character that everything is based around at the moment. It's all about her doing as much damage as possible. So... anyways, let's get started then, shall we? Where? Oh, there's Verso. Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to some more Clair Obscur Expedition 33. In the last one, we made it to this forgotten battlefield, and we've been exploring around quite a bit. We've cleaned up a lot of the area and only have one direction to go at the moment. Now, in between episodes here, I was thinking about what to do with Lune, because now that we have all these cool Pictos to get her enough energy to Typhoon turn 1, and also give everyone, including herself, AP because of using Typhoon on a per turn basis, I decided to get rid of Thermal Transfer because I'm not really planning on using Immolation very often, and I don't really need the AP generation. So I replaced it with Healing Light. The benefits that I hope to get from Healing Light are possibly casting it for 0 AP to get a Light Stain and give someone 2 AP, including possibly herself. But until we actually get more Earth skills, and I guess we could probably use Rock Slide as like a supplementary, but Terra Quake could fill the spot of Rock Slide because they cost the same and generate the same stains. But essentially the idea is going to be that we should create an entire combo loop for her that will keep Typhoon up indefinitely and preferably also keep Terraquake up indefinitely. And we'll use the Healing Light to not only sustain ourselves, but to generate AP, preferably for the cost of 0 AP. So anyways, I put in Healing Light for now to generate the correct stains because it's a light stain. It could be anything. And also it should be part of our combo later on. But yeah, for now, I can't really make it happen. I would like to switch to this weapon at some point to make ice skills cost 1 less, because then everything just kind of works without it being really close. But seeing as this weapon scales so much better than this weapon with the stats that I've given her, I think it would be a bad idea to swap right now. Although, are we getting any benefit out of the fire skills costing 1 less now? Not really. But this doesn't scale better anyways. We'd have to see like a level up. But this doesn't scale with the stats that she's been leveling up, so that doesn't really help. And we're not really going to be doing any of this either, so that doesn't help. What about this one? This one's the lightning skill. So really the only like highly useful thing would be this weapon. But its scaling is going to be bad, so her damage is going to be lower if we go with that one. Nothing else she has scales heavy off of agility. This has a C, but... Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the air. Oh, right, that's still not the sprint button. So last time...
Looks like we passed the danger zone. And no sign
last
of your
time we went that way.
Oh, I guess we're lucky.
I thought he said that the Nevron probably wouldn't be around anymore. Which is surely not going to be true, because we're the heroes of the game, so we gotta fight the bad guys. Okay, I see you. I don't want to shoot it right off the bat, because I don't actually know where the chest is. Oh. I was like, what happened? That was one of the paint chest things. I actually didn't realize that you could punch them. We've never punched them before. We always just shoot them. So where is the actual paint chest then? I couldn't see where it led to. Oh, it must be here. Okay, so here's another one. And we know that one is there. Another chroma elixir. We found 2 chroma elixirs in this area. It's kind of interesting because we haven't found a lot of chroma elixirs in the past. I think we had like... yeah, we had 3 before we got here. And we found 2 in this area, so we literally like doubled how many we've found in this one area. It's a journal over there. I didn't miss anything, right? Nope. I don't think we can get up there. At least not where we're at right now. This feels kind of ominous, but the journal makes me feel safe somehow. We're not gonna get jumped on by an enemy. Anything back here? No. Oh, Verso and Mael just scared me so much. I was like, who are those guys? Also, what happened here? You got stabbed right on the top of the head? That's gruesome.
Expedition 57, Carla. These siege engines seemed much more powerful in Lumiere. But on this battlefield, next to all these broken bodies, staring at the true size of the monolith, I feel despair. I dare not show my true feelings. As commander, I cannot yield to fear, but I can't help but wonder, is pressing forward the correct course of action? Our lives are forfeit anyway, but is there perhaps a better way to spend such precious coin?
That's what I was talking about last episode. I mean, she says precious coin, but you could think of it more like resources. She's like debating if using all those resources to make the siege engines was actually worth it or not. I assume this is a side path, so we'll go here first. Who's that, a gestural? I just heard a noise that sounded like a gestural. Maybe a merchant? Hey, it's a merchant. You hiding anything around here? Did you kill this guy? Okay, he's got a lot of stuff. Including a Picto. Apply inverted on self for 3 turns on Battlestar. Increase damage while inverted. Okay, what does inverted mean? Does inverted just increase your damage by 50%, or... you'd think that it does something else, right? This is the kind of thing where once you get the buff, the game probably tells you what it does. But I would imagine, if I was going to guess what inverted did, either like when you get healed, you instead lose that much health, or when you get a buff, you instead get like the opposite negative buff, and vice versa. If you get a negative debuff, you get the positive buff instead. Maybe. I don't know. And then we got a weapon for Lune. Healing skills cost 1 less. That's interesting. Does Typhoon count as a healing skill? I would say yes. Generate 1 Earth Stain at the beginning of each turn. Each turn? Now that's interesting as well, because now we're getting replay instantly on consuming stains with a healing skill. Now we're getting really close to being able to enhance Typhoon turn 1. Now imagine if we had a way to get another Earth Stain turn 1, and then we spent Typhoon consuming 2 Earth Stains and immediately get another turn. That's interesting. And then other than that, it's just stuff. We're probably going to buy this guy out. But let's fight him first. Who am I going to fight with? Mael's a little bit risky for 1v1s because she relies heavily on parrying. Whereas Verso can kind of just tank it. Okay, she's way faster than this guy, though. Okay, how does she work when she's all alone? I'm realizing this was a big mistake because I took off the skill that burns. So she actually has no way to burn this guy and get back into Virtuous stance. So I have to stay in Virtuous stance. Unless she just one-shots him. Oh, he didn't even do anything with his turn? He just did that? So I could just per se here. She is not a good 1v1er, I'm now realizing. Her kit no longer works as 1v1 at all, unless she just one-shots the enemy. Because, like, what do I do if per se doesn't kill, what then? I could offensive switch instead, but if I offensive switch, what then, right? Because then I can't per se anymore. I can't use any of these abilities after I offensive switch. And none of these abilities do anything. Maybe I've messed up her build. Like, I gotta do this. Okay, he died. I spent all this time thinking about it, and then he just gets killed. Okay, what is it? It's an outfit from Mael, and it's called Obscur. Sounds cool. Take that. Don't really need these. So I'm not going to waste the Lumina on them. And there's, I think, like, every single merchant still has these, because I'd never bought them out. These, we have a lot of them. I'm going to say right now we don't need them. I'll always grab the Rico. This is going to be expensive, huh? So this weapon, it still doesn't scale well with what Lune's got going. But it's interesting. Alright, let's see what this obscure costume looks like. He turned her into just ahead. I mean, it looks kind of cool. And then I remember there was a picto that I didn't want to get rid of these dots yet because I wanted to remember to actually equip it once he finishes enfeebling Mark here. Sweet kill also. We'll look at them later when he finishes this current one. What's his costume look like? It's maybe not quite as cool as the expedition uniforms. It's just missing like some color, right? Like it's just kind of a little bit lame with just the black and the like bronze trim. It needs like, if it had like the expedition uniforms that have the purple, if it had like some spots that were purple, instead of like the gray cloth, if that was purple, just some other sections that had a little bit of color, I think it'd be better. But we'll use it for a little bit. I guess I'm just jumping. No fall damage in this game. So let's make sure we didn't miss anything, but guess we're just continuing. It's a flag immediately, huh? This seems like this bridge could have a boss on it. What's going on here? There's a floating section of a bridge. Yep, cutscene. I noticed that one of the expeditioners got shot by arrows. We haven't seen a single enemy use arrows.
Hey. You holding up? We're almost there.
Holding up. Everywhere we go, just death. Death and more death. Everywhere we go, just death. I don't want to see that anymore.
Look, my
I
Elliot.
thought you would understand. You said you spent your immortality burying the people around you. Doesn't any of this bother you? And you. Gustav's dead. How can you keep going like nothing happened?
What are they supposed to do?
We need to continue.
Why do you...
Mael. You know what we must do. When one falls, come on.
Who's watching us? Oh, this must be the guy. This guy looks sick. What? We didn't even get to fight back. He just broke the bridge on us. Oh, come on, man. I thought we'd get to fight him. Well, I mean, I assume we will fight him, just maybe not right now. Or we'll fight him down here instead.
Are you hurt?
Fine. Thanks.
Ready?
This guy's like straight up an Elden Ring boss. What expedition is the guy from? Verso, the guy in our party right now, he's from Expedition 0. So if you didn't catch when he joined, it's a pretty big twist in the story where Expedition 0 was obviously 67 years ago. But he's still alive. And the guy with the cane at the beginning when we first get to the island is also from Expedition 0. His name is Renoir. And he's essentially just trying to stop expeditioners from killing the Paintress. Because for some reason, some of the expeditioners are immortal. Renoir and Verso are two of those expeditioners. So, we need to remember, because I haven't used it before, Verso introduced us to a new mechanic called the Gradient Counter, which I'm assuming this boss is going to make use of. I don't see anything that I would want to shoot on him. So I think we're just doing the Typhoon thing, huh? The only unfortunate thing about doing this is Mael gets overcapped on AP, but it is what it is. But it does mean that she can actually Sword Ballet turn 1. But if I Sword Ballet, then I'm relying on Verso to get me a burn on this guy. But I think that is the best play.
This will hurt.
Okay, we just took out 2/3 of his HP. Oh! Oh, no, it's lagging! That's not fair! I was doing so well, and then I missed one, and then it lagged afterwards. It doesn't actually matter in the long run, but... Okay, so I still can't actually... I guess maybe I should have just gotten Electrify, because I could still do the combo with these Earth things, just not Terraquake. The only unfortunate thing is Immolation is net negative on stains. Well, it's net 0. So it means I can't get, like, Rock Slide enhanced. I think I'd need to just Immolate, and that way I don't rely... Because otherwise I would Electrify here, but... Because I don't have it, I guess we're Immolating. Okay, he resists fire. So he is on fire. I don't really need to rely on Verso putting him on fire again then. So let's just first start by taking another turn, huh? Now... I'm thinking I just Marking Shot. The problem is I don't know if Mael can kill from defensive stance, even if he's marked. I'm gonna say she probably cannot. So... Okay, I don't want to go to B. So unfortunately, I didn't get a mark there. But if I stay in C, I get increased damage from my marking shot. And again, I don't know exactly the numbers behind perfection. So I don't know how much damage I get for being in B instead of C. And I don't know how much damage I get for marking shot having its enhanced C damage, right? I assume that the enhanced C damage is probably going to be more than being in B. But probably worst case scenario, it's equal. Because they just don't give me values, right? If they gave me values, I could tell you the right answer. That was way more damage than I was expecting. Okay, well then Mael can probably kill this guy. But this seems like a two-phase boss. This doesn't seem like a one-phaser. Oh, that didn't kill? Wait. Whoops. He wasn't taking damage, so yeah, I kind of figured the fight was at least moving on. Ooh. This guy is so cool. Oh, it's a jump. Okay, that was a lot. Alright, we should have one more Typhoon turn left. But unfortunately, if I Healing Light Verso, I don't have enough AP to Typhoon next turn. So it almost feels like the only good play here is to just auto attack. But if I auto attack, I get 1 AP back. Then at the start of my turn, I get 1 AP, and I get 2 more from Typhoon. So I get 4 AP back. Which means I could spend 2 AP just shooting at him to fish for a mark for Verso to use to heal. I'm pretty sure she has marking shots still. Yes, she does. Oh, but if I auto attack, I eat the mark. So the right thing to do is not auto attack. And I guess I might as well just use a healing tint then, huh? Because it's either skip her turn or use a healing tint. And it just makes more sense to use the healing tint because no one needs AP. I guess she could give herself AP, but she should get enough AP next turn, unless she gets exhausted somehow. Okay, so you're back. Oh, you lost a lot of perfection, though, huh? Okay, hold on. The smartest thing to do, because he has a rewarding mark. Oh, so this auto attack is free. This cost me literally nothing. Now, I want to blitz. Now we fish for another mark. Come on. It's not panning out. We got to B, which is probably bad. Maybe I should have stayed in C to get an extra AP back. Okay, we have a lot of options here, right? We could per se with all the enhanced things. I could Fleury Fury. I think it's per se. I would like to stay in Virtuous stance, but... Or I could Sword Ballet again. That did 2/3 of his health last time. I'm gonna Sword Ballet.
Watch out, Mael.
Inverted. Okay, tell us what Inverted does now then.
Careful, Mael.
Oh, okay.
Chrome is flowing.
I didn't know how that was gonna work. Inverted is a status effect that prevents the character from being healed. If the character is healed, they take the... Okay, I was correct. Which sucks because... Lune was forced to heal everybody when the turn started. So that counters my whole strategy. And since we didn't heal, we don't get the AP back either. However, Healing Light does dispel status effects. Why is he bouncing? It looks so weird in this light. Who do I want to heal? I think you. Because I wanted him to have more AP for his turn. Alright, what's he got available to him? Probably just marking shot here. So inverted adds an entirely new problem to the whole build that I just theorized, huh? If inverted becomes common, then Lune's whole build doesn't work. But it seems like maybe just specific bosses will have it. Oh, he took that guy's sword? Okay, that was kind of cool. So we just got a weapon, Dualiso. It could be for Verso, or it could be for Mael. Base attack has 1 extra hit. Now, does that mean you get extra AP from it, or not? Probably not, but it would do more damage. Okay, that boss was so cool. That's straight up a guy you would see in, like, Elden Ring or Dark Souls. He's kind of like Pontiff. Or more like the Dancer, maybe, but also like Pontiff.
Well, turns out this Neverum wasn't that strong, but you did well. You learn fast.
Turns out he wasn't that strong. Okay.
All this. This is what we're fighting for.
There are a lot more bodies down here, by the way. Like, there were a ton of bodies up top. There's almost at least just as many down here. Oh, it is for Verso. So yeah, okay, we just survived like a clean 100-meter fall or something, and everyone was just fine. I mean, I guess Lune healed my L, but still, I guess your average person probably survives a 100-meter fall like that, but you're not gonna be walking away from it very easily. And I don't know the effects of healing magic. I guess you can assume that healing magic just like repairs broken bones and stuff. So let's see this weapon, huh? So currently I'm using this because I start at B, which is pretty cool. But what does this do? Also, what's the scalings? Vitality and luck is what I had. Play again after base attack. Okay, so I want to try this. Why does it do so much less damage? What the heck? Probably because you get extra turns. 50% increased base attack damage. Base attack gives 4 perfection. So I actually really want to try this. The reason being, so as we've learned, play a second turn. A second turn is a specific term in the game where you can't take more than 1 second turn in a row. However, this just says play again. It doesn't say anything about a second turn. And the reason that the sword looks so much weaker, I'm guessing, is because it's essentially giving you the ability to, every time you're doing anything, you just auto attack first and then take your turn, right? So, with this weapon, we should be able to... I don't think it'll work. Because it just doesn't make any sense. What I want to do is I want to, when I get my turn, I want to auto attack, take my next turn, use Blitz, take my second turn, auto attack, because I assume you can't play again, because that would create an infinite loop. But they made sure to use 2 different keywords, which is play again and second turn. So if they are actually different, then I should be able to auto attack, Blitz, auto attack, then do my turn. And that actually ends me net positive on AP, if it works. I doubt it'll work. There's no way that's allowed. But we should give it a try. If it does interfere, then I guess there's no reason for me to use this weapon because I'm already using Blitz as a second turn every single time I take a turn, essentially. So it wouldn't make sense for me to have a redundant effect that reduces my damage by 50%. Because it has 50% less power. Okay, I'm guessing this is a rope, but it's going up. Yes. I didn't miss anything down here, right? I don't think so. Oh, it didn't actually get us all the way up? Oh, but there's another rope. Why would there be another rope unless there was something here? Oh, there is something here.
Good stuff.
Just a color of Lumina, I guess. See, Verso's voice line makes sense. Good stuff. Like, yeah, a color Illumina is like good stuff. It's useful. Everyone else is like, interesting. Like we already know what the color Illumina does, everybody. We know it is just a useful resource. Oh, they're really making a spectacle out of us getting up here, huh? That's weird. I can grapple there, but there's no grapple point. Interesting. Oh, I can't climb this. Oh, there's no map in this area. Right. Yeah, it wasn't exactly obvious that you would be able to climb that, but I gave it a try and it worked out.
Well, that will help.
Okay, well, Lune's voice line after I've said that now makes sense. Okay, so are we on the other side of the bridge now, or... I assume there's a grapple point? Yes, there is. Uh-oh. Okay, the light's completely different over here, but I just wanted to get to the flag. You know, like, the broken parts of the bridge make sense now that the bridge is destroyed. It didn't really make sense before because the bridge was intact. So I wonder if that was just, like, an oversight of this part of the bridge and, like, that part and that part being there before the bridge got destroyed. Because, like, where did that part of the bridge come from if the bridge is still here? Anyways. Doesn't matter too much. I just think it's kind of funny. So let me find an enemy. I want to try this Verso thing out. By the way, that boss was really cool, but we kind of destroyed him. A sword ballet doing 2/3 of his first health bar and like half of his second health bar was pretty crazy. Got multiple paths, huh? Thought I saw a flag. Did not. I prefer to go up first because then we'll have like a bird's eye view and maybe can see what the other path has to offer. There's just an invisible wall here. Okay. Now I have no idea what direction we're trying to go because now we're in a forest. Picto.
Advantage.
Revive tints also give 3 AP. That's fine. I don't really care about that too much. It could be useful for like Verso to have because he tends to be the last one alive a lot of times because he's tanky. And then he's the one who I like designate as the reviver anyways. So it could be a good Lumina for him to have. Maybe not a good Picto. Okay, I'm thinking we should go this bottom way first because I think it just loops. From what I can see. And this might be like a boss area or an enemy might drop on us or something. Just a really big open area for no reason that I can tell. Which is funny that big open areas also seem to be boss areas in this game. Like, there's no benefit to having big open areas to fight bosses, right? Because it's a turn-based game. It's not like we need to move around and stuff. In Dark Souls, you're like, oh, we just entered a giant circular arena. Like, yeah, there's going to be a boss here. Because it's big, open, there's not a lot of obstacles for you to run into while fighting, and it gives you space to move around and do the fight. And it gives space for the boss to have, like, cool moves. But in this game, like, it doesn't really matter where you fight someone. because it's turn-based.
Is this the place?
Yeah. We can bury your friend under this tree, if that's okay with you.
Does she still have his arm, by the way? Because for a second when she fell, I thought she dropped the arm. But I think it was just the arm of a corpse. Are these all people that he's buried or something? Because they have, like, ribbons bound on them, and I know that the expeditioners have ribbons on their arm. I guess no one right now has an expedition uniform except for Verso, but he doesn't have the ribbon. Oh, cutscene. Is that Esquier? Yeah, I guess it is. Wait, did they actually bury him then? Did they have his body? I don't remember them actually getting his body. Or maybe that thing that looked like it was buried was nothing. I can't really tell if they buried something there or not. Or if they just made a pile of flower petals. Expedition 0. Yeah, the ribbons are Expedition 0 ribbons.
Couldn't wait for me, could you? I wish we could.
Rest easy, Gustav.
I'll finish what you started. The paintress, Renoir, they will pay.
No more dome. Just open skies.
I'll save them, Gustav. Emma, your apprentices, everyone.
You can leave it to us. You were always there for me.
I'll save them.
Say hi to Soph for me, yeah?
We could never tell if you were my brother or my father. But to me, you were both. The best brother and father I've ever had.
When one falls, we continue.
Thanks for being my family. See you in the next life.
At first, I didn't really expect that scene to be so sad, but somehow they did it again. They managed to, like, make it very emotional. Like, as it kept drawing on and on and on, I was like, it's just, it makes you, like, care more and more about the situation, because they didn't just stop it with, like, one-liners or something. Like, each person had, like, a small story to tell to Gustav, so... Yeah, somehow, even without Gustav's body here, they managed to make it, like, very impactful and emotional. I'm still not 100% convinced that Gustav won't be back. The fact that we don't have his body makes it hard for me to believe that he's truly gone. But obviously Mael watched him die, and we did watch him die. So I don't know how they're gonna handle it. It's just like Gustav seems so important to the game. I can't believe that they would just like take him out. Especially like so early. Like I feel like we still have a lot of the game left. Gustav's like the type of guy who would die at the end of the game or something, like sacrifice himself in the final fight. Kind of like Clive in Final Fantasy 16, but maybe Verso will sacrifice himself at the end of the game. So then Clive will die at the end of both games. Because I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actor. Hey Askie. Find your way through the forgotten battlefield. So we didn't find another enemy to fight to try out Verso's combo. Back at camp.
For about 2 hours. Then there's a big lake. We shouldn't go there at all. We should make a right, and then it's gonna take a few hours, and then we make a stop. We get some rest and some food. And then from there, we head north to Monoko Station.
Why there?
To recruit my oldest friend. We'll need the extra firepower, because our next goal will be to take down the Paintress Heart.
Her heart?
Yes. You can't just stroll up to the Paintress. The chroma there is far too dense. It erases anyone who gets close. But if we destroy her heart, the barrier will fall.
Okay. So where is this heart? What does it look like?
What it looks like, that I don't know. But I do know that it's somewhere in the center of old Lumiere.
What?
You found old Lumiere?
Yes.
So it's true. Before the fracture, our Lumiere was part of a larger city on the continent.
I've traveled with many expeditions. I was with the 58th when we found old Lumiere. But Renoir erased them before we could get further. And I don't know much more.
All right then. Let's go meet your friend at Monoko Station. And then, we'll take the Paintress's heart.
So I've now realized that Verso is the guy who was in Mael's nightmares. So I'm questioning whether she recognizes him or not from those nightmares. Also, Verso said something about there's a lake there. We shouldn't go there no matter what. Kind of curious about this lake now, but turn on some music. We're gonna be here for a little bit. What did we listen to? Oh, Globu or Go Blues theme. I saw someone else fighting him. This music is kind of nice. Like, there's the one part that's like super good. I think we've already listened to it here, but might as well listen to it again. Is it playing? Yeah.
How far up the mountain is Monoko Station? Will we see snow?
Not too high, but yeah. There's usually snow.
Fantastic.
Oh, right. There's no snow in Lumiere.
No, only in books and paintings. It's almost as mythical as Gestrels.
And just as fun. And sometimes just as deadly.
Oh. Really? My husband was obsessed with the idea of snow. I can't wait to see some.
That you will.
Can I just spend time with everyone? Like, does it actually do anything? There's the relationship thing. I still don't know how any of that works.
You seem less stressed than the others.
Is that your conclusion? After your extensive observation of our team?
Yes.
There must be better uses of your time than analysing our stress levels.
Well, it's important to understand your teammates.
Says the mysterious stranger who has yet to share much about himself.
Then consider this my attempt to be less mysterious.
Oh, is that what this is?
No, we'll do the first one. I want to hear more
I'll
stuff.
trade you. A story for a story. Quite fair, I think.
Well, there are stories, and then there are stories. You first, then.
Something unusual then? Strange wonders and mysteries?
A bit impersonal, hmm? Not really how you get to know each other.
I feel like both of those would have been
I don't think
impersonal.
that's worthy of a trade. No. Tell me something dark and melancholy and personal.
Ooh, going straight for the heavy stuff, huh?
If we're going to share, let's share.
Story for a story, right?
We'll see.
Wait, we don't even get to know the story? Okay, again, no idea what this mechanic does in the game at all. No, there's no indication anywhere. I don't understand. You can't see it anywhere in the menus, as far as I could tell. So,
How far up the...
Not too hard.
oh, it's the
right.
same stuff.
No.
And just as fun.
Oh, my husband.
Your oldest friend is a Gestrel.
Yes. We've been friends for as long as I can remember.
Gustav would have loved that.
Why? Because he liked Gestrels.
Because he liked the idea of friendships that could last decades. We don't get to enjoy such long friendships in Lumiere.
Okay, we do get to spend time with multiple people if we want.
Why are you allying yourself with us?
Not a lot of options out here. In case you hadn't noticed.
What about the previous expeditioners? Did you help them too? Yet they still failed.
That's a terrible way to ask questions.
Yeah.
Do you always interrogate people like this?
Yes, actually, she kind of does.
Given the circumstances, I think we can skip the pleasantries, no?
Alliances are usually give and take. As are conversations. Trust goes both ways, no?
Alright then. As a gesture of good faith, I'll show you how to use Lumina.
No need. I got it.
Well, aren't you a quick study?
But I appreciate the gesture. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Trust works both ways.
All right. As a gesture of good faith, I'll answer 3 questions. Choose wisely.
Only 3.
Someone's a bit greedy.
3 questions with 3 follow-ups.
You're really pushing this.
I think it's reasonable.
All right. Go for it.
I find it lame that we don't get to know the questions and stories that they're telling. Like, what's the point of these interactions if they don't actually do any world building? So far, it just seems like the point is literally just to build relationship between them, which I don't know what that does, so...
How come Minoko lives so far from the other Gestrels?
Minoko's a searcher. They travel the land looking for Gestrels who went missing after the fracture.
The lost Gestrels.
Yeah. That and he, pissed off Golgra.
How come
Minoko...
the lost...
Okay,
Yeah.
nothing more, huh? Hey, Askie. Why can't I talk to you?
That was sad.
Yeah.
You were sad.
Yeah.
You were thinking of Julie.
Okay, so I do remember seeing something when you look at the journal messages like that we're collecting, where there's one for like every expedition number. At the very bottom, instead of journals, there's two names. One of them was Julie and one of them is Simon. So that's why we already technically know the name Julie, but Julie must be someone important to Verso in some way. But it also makes me wonder if she's somehow related to the masked girl, if that is Julie or not.
And not just her, but... Yeah.
Want a hug?
Yeah. I do.
She reminds me of someone.
I guess talking about Mael.
Who? Mael?
Have I met her before?
Well, you also thought you knew CL.
Unless he was talking about CL, but I'm not sure now.
Oh, but I do. Wait, don't I?
I don't know, SKA.
Sometimes I feel like you know everyone.
Oh well, that's because you're all cousins. Same, but different.
Right, so, maybe it's that.
Yes. Ah, just like Verso is Verso's cousin. Mael is Mael's cousin. Yes, that's it.
What are you talking about?
You're so very wise.
You know, that almost makes sense to me.
It's okay if you don't understand, Verso. You're still wise to me.
You're just a big ball of nonsense sometimes, aren't you?
That's why we're best friends.
Okay, we should be level 2 now. Yay. Still no idea what the point of that is. So the only one we didn't get to build a relationship with was Mael. Also, has this song never gotten to the cool part yet? Maybe it will now that it's like out and playing and we're not talking to people. We did find another Gestural, so we should go talk to whatever his name is, Sostra or whatever. We'll come back to the Curator in just a minute because I do want to level some stuff up. Hello, sir. Okay. Yeah, I don't really want that, but sure. Anything else around here? Oh, I might as well check off this off the wardrobe list. Looks terrible as expected. Were we using this one? I think we were. And then Verso still hasn't finished that Picto yet. Lune did master Energizing Star. He already has a bunch of points, though. Hold on. I need to make sure I know what everyone actually has. I really wish that in battle you could see, like, people's stats and stuff. So I could, like, what if I don't remember if I have marking shot or not? It'd be nice to be able to check. So Mael really doesn't need Energizing Start 4 right now, as long as Lune is giving her 2 AP turn 1. It's just not necessary. So let me check out some of these new Pictos, because I really don't need Augmented First Strike too badly. So it only works once, and it's pretty cheap Lumina. So I could get something with, like, better stats. Sweet Kill has better stats. Would give her some regen. So yeah, we can't really run inverted because we can't be inverted while Lune is typhooning everyone. Healing Tint also applies powerful. Combo attack. Oh, that's a crazy amount of speed, huh? Ooh, with Versailles or Verso's new weapon, combo attack becomes really good. But we first have to see if it even works at all. Combo attack has some crazy stats. Healing Mark is a 20 cost Lumina, huh? Healing an ally also applies Rush. Only works if he uses a healing tint. Does have good speed. He's getting a lot of his health from that one. He doesn't really need Enfeebling Mark, which is why I've just been cycling that one. This is tough because Energizing Start is so expensive. I kind of would rather keep the Picto for now. Yeah, I kind of want all of these. Breaking Counter is cheap. I can actually just equip Breaking Counter right now. How many points do you have? You have 4 extra points. Let's see if we can get you something useful. Like maybe something related to healing? Oh, you want to know what we need? Is that... none of these, but... one of the new ones. Where was it? Oh, it's Healing Tints. It's not on heal. I was kind of hoping... What do you have, by the way? You have Energizing Start 3... You have Healing Parry, but I think everyone's running Healing Parry. Actually, Verso might not be running Healing Parry. Do you not have Healing Parry? You don't. Where is healing parry? Here it is. So what can I take off to fit healing parry? Can only get 1 point. But his base attacks will be better now. So let's keep that on and just give him 2 Luminas and then give him healing parry. Start with that, one thing at a time. And then we'll go back to editing my L. Oh wait, I could also upgrade some of the tints. Oh, just the energy tint. Okay, now I have a strong energy tint. I guess I remembered wrong. I mean, if I'm using this weapon, I want to keep staggering attack, so I guess I'll spend 1 more. Whatever. Which actually that puts everyone at 49, which is kind of interesting. I guess we're all using like very similar Lumina. Okay. And she has 3 points, so she could just get breaking counter, so I could easily replace that one. That one gives more crit rate. So I'm going to take combo attack for now, but I might end up giving it to Verso. We now have 900 speed. I don't really want to lose 10% crit rate. So the combo attack essentially has the speed of what Augmented First Strike and Breaking Counter had combined. Or I could just run Confident. Oh, but I can't be healed. It has such good stats. Why does it have to have such an unfortunate side effect? Could do something that gives health, because like what I just said, the new Picto that we have has essentially the speed of the 2 Pictos combined that we're replacing. I really don't want inverted. Maybe I'll just go Sweet Kill. Because I think Sweet Kill will be one that we probably want to give other people. And it's cheap. Only costs 5. Combo attack is maybe one that we'll want to give to some people, depending on who it is. Especially if this Verso weapon works out. Otherwise, I really want to get Energizing Parry for everyone. But I assume it's going to be expensive. How expensive are we talking? It's 15. Oof. So we'll probably work on that after we finish Enfeebling Mark here. So now, next thing on the list... Sorry, we gotta do things one at a time so I don't miss anything. Well, let's see if we could give you any extra luminas. How much do I actually... Wait, did I didn't actually give her any luminas. Do I want to just give her augmented first strike again? She does break targets sometimes, so that would be okay. I'm just not doing that many counterattacks because a lot of times I'm sight reading like bosses. And so I tend to miss like an attack or something. Giving her burning shots would give her at least the capability to burn without having the skill. And maybe I should give her that. Just so, like, in theory, it's possible. Okay, and then you... What Lumina should I give you? Now, I am thinking something interesting because when your party dies, you have the option to replace it with the other party. And right now, we only have one other member. I don't know if we'll get another, but if we then give that one other member just a bunch of Luminas that are when you're fighting solo, then technically that member might actually have a chance. Because they're always going to be fighting solo, so you could guarantee that those will go off. Assuming you did, like, okay in the fight up until then. Is there anything that just helps you? You have a rewarding mark. There's not a lot of cheap stuff that's just useful. So I guess we could throw burning shots in there. Okay, so now what I wanted to focus on was her weapon. I'm thinking I want to use this new weapon. It's going to scale worse. It's going to generate an earth stain every single turn, which is interesting. And the level 20 effect is what I think is going to make this thing crazy. Because it's going to mean... Oh, but it's only if you actually consume stains with a healing skill. I don't think any healing skill consumes only one earth stain. I think all of them take at least 2 earth stains. Could be wrong. Maybe there is one that only costs 1. But we're going to upgrade this to 9, I think. And we'll just make sure that Typhoon actually costs 1 less for it. It should. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's a healing skill. Well, let me look at her skill tree really quick, just healing skills. So we have this one, it consumes 2 earth stains. This consumes 3 lightning stains. This consumes 3 fire stains. I think those are the only healing skills. Unless one of these 3 over here is a healing skill. So yeah, there's no way for me to trigger it turn 1, it seems like. Unless maybe a Picto gives stains, but I don't see why a Picto would do that, because obviously only Lune would benefit from that, and no one else would. But yeah, so now we'll be able to see if Typhoon counts as a healing skill. And we would need to check if Verso's basic attack thing works or not. Let me not forget to upgrade the weapon. And everyone should have their... I never looked at this weapon, did I? Maybe I did. Applies its foretell to another random enemy. Wait, I'm kind of confused. What weapon were we talking about last time? Was it this one? Because base attacks give 1 moon charge? Yeah, I think it was this one that we were talking about. Which means I don't think I ever looked at this one. Oh, it scales so good off of agility. It's gonna be tough to beat that. Oh, I do have a resplendent chroma catalyst that I probably want to use right now. Probably on Mael's weapon. But yeah, I guess I'm not using CL right now, so it's not a huge deal. I still just don't know what weapon I would want to even use on her. Because trying to use her as a support, like, a lot of her weapons are more complementing her ability to do damage and get to Twilight Stance faster. Anyways, let's level this thing up. How much worse is it going to be than that? This thing's at 364. It's only going to be at 299. So we're going to lose a little bit, but hopefully the AP bonuses are going to be worth it. And then Mael here. Oh, jeez. So this makes burn better. But I took off the burn ability. I need to take a look at her skill tree. Does she have a different burn ability that I can use, maybe? Oh, not wardrobe. Because, like, we were using this, but it's kind of like a lackluster ability that ends you in defensive stance. Okay, so this one... See, I don't have a good way to get out of defensive stance with my current Mael build, so this would give me a way to get out of defensive stance. It is a little bit expensive, though. Let me look at her current build right now. We don't really need this skill, huh? So, like, she has a lot of skills that put her in defensive stance, but I have nothing that benefits from her being in defensive stance. So if I had that instead of per se, which is kind of nice as just a cheap ability, but she really doesn't need cheap abilities anymore. We should have enough AP to deal with it. Does she have anything else to get into virtuous stance? That. I don't know if I like that very much, though. Here's like a better per se, essentially. I might use that. Yeah, other than this Rain of Fire and maybe this Momentum Strike, I really just need this Rain of Fire skill to get me out of defensive stance efficiently. And then hold on, let me see this one. Yeah, this one doesn't require you to be in a specific stance, so it's fine to use offensive stance to go to virtuous stance then. So yeah, that's what we need, but we need 3 more levels before we can get that, and then we can get rid of per se. Maybe I should just get rid of per se right now. Just so I at least have Spark available to me in case everything goes wrong. But, so essentially, I don't plan on using Spark. But I could still, if I'm going to use burning shots for the 20% chance to burn something, which, by the way, what does this one do that we already got to level 10? Critical hits apply burn. I mean, that would be nice if the weapon that we currently had that, but it does not. So, I mean, this weapon really wants you to burn a lot, huh? So maybe I will want to look into some of the stronger burn moves. I just don't like some of the burn moves don't seem very good to me. But the one I was just talking about and the last one seem like they could be pretty good. So dealing double damage with those. I think I will upgrade this just to make her deal more damage. And now every burn applied is doubled. So burning shots should also be doubled, hopefully. And she should hit even harder. She just got like 100 more damage. Which is like almost a 20% damage buff. So this song never really did like the cool part of the song. Huh? I don't remember what the cool part sounds like, but... Anyways. We talked to everyone. We did everything around here. Let's write in his journal, then we'll check up on the others, and yada yada yada. Oh, right. I keep forgetting that Mael's the one who writes in the journal now. Also, if at all possible, if we could go back to the Gestural Village to turn in some of the journals that we've got for rewards, that would be good. I don't think it's going to be that practical right now, because we're kind of on an adventure. And maybe at some point, Eskia will be able to fly, so it'll be easier.
What are you working on?
Contingency plans. If we fail, Expedition 32 will need every bit of information we have.
Right, but how are you going to get it to them?
I asked the Gestrals for help.
Smart.
You think they'll actually do it, though? They're kind of stupid.
What are the stars whispering to you?
Actually, I'm the one whispering to them.
Oh?
It's something my dad and I used to do. When I was scared, or anxious, or even when I was happy, he'd say, share it with the stars. When it's hard to talk about things, the stars will understand. talked to the stars a lot after he was gone.
I remember the night we first met at the Crooked Tower.
Right. After the gommage.
I was surprised to find you there. I thought I was the only one who knew about that room.
I had to get away from the harbour. And those damn petals everywhere. So I climbed up.
It wasn't logical. But part of me really believed my parents and their expedition had succeeded. That they'd stopped her. Then the pain just woke. And I knew they weren't coming home.
You know, it meant a lot to me. The comfort we shared that day. But you avoided me after. Why?
It wasn't personal. I cut a lot of people out of my life.
Okay, not personal.
That day, I knew my parents had failed. They were counting on me to finish their work. I couldn't afford distractions.
Friends are not distractions.
I know that now.
Wow. We're in the middle of nowhere with 1 year left to live. What better time to build friendships?
I could use some wine, though.
Making friends is thirsty work.
Okay. Wait, is there more to check up on? If it just plays me the same scene again, I'm going to be a little bit upset.
Hey.
Hey.
I didn't mean...
It's fine.
I just...
I miss him too.
It's hard.
The pain we feel every time we lose someone. I've tried many ways of dealing with it. Running from it, sitting with it, compartmentalizing it. But what I needed was to use it. To use everything.
What do you mean?
I feel everything. And I let it burn inside me. When I'm tired. When I feel hopeless. When I want to just let it all go. I use the pain. I use the fear. The shame. The guilt. The anger. I use it all to keep going. To make sure I continue.
Lune,
I can almost feel them beside me. Everyone we've lost. Walking with me. Especially when I use Chroma. I feel their presence, their closeness. And they help me.
You feel Gustav?
Yeah. I do.
I'd like to feel him with me too.
You have an affinity for Chroma too. Try it.
How do you always know what to do?
I don't. Want to know a secret? I have no idea what I'm doing. And I don't think anyone else does either.
Really?
Don't tell anyone else I said that.
I mean, that's just kind of true for life in general. When you're young, you think that everyone knows what they're doing, and then you grow up and you realize that no one knows what they're doing. Alright, well, let's go to sleep.
Thanks. It really was a beautiful place.
Glad you liked it. We've buried friends there too. You were right about condolences. We offered them because we don't know what else to say, but there's no comfort there.
No.
All we can do is carry them with us.
I guess. Sorry. It's just wet.
Drowning in our own sadness.
I can't tell if she was laughing or crying.
Hey, why did you join the expedition? I mean, with the Gamage, I understand the rest of the team's decision, but you're half their age.
Out here seemed better than in there at the time.
It's natural. Wanting to escape a life you don't want.
Escape. Yeah. That's what I wanted. But Gustav and the others, they really want to change things.
Well, changing your life also counts. Can't always shoulder the world's problems, you know? It'll drain you fast.
Gustav would probably say, if more of us cared, then it would lighten the load for everyone.
He sounds like a good guy.
Wait. I kept Gustav's, so you can have mine. You'll need one if you want to be an official member of our merry crew.
I gotta say, I didn't take you for an official kind of person.
Welcome to the disaster expedition.
Thank you.
Oh, now we get to increase our relationship with Mael. So is Verso now the main character of the game? The relationship thing leads me to believe that Verso has somehow become the main character of the game. But he didn't enter the game until recently. Also, I was just thinking about the fact of how, like, Renoir just spawn kills the expeditions. Why didn't Verso help at all from the expeditions being spawn killed? Maybe he did. Maybe that's how Gustav lived to begin with. And I've been convinced that Verso was maybe the guy who saved Mael at the beginning. Because there was someone who wrote a message and no one could figure out who it was. So maybe it was Verso.
How far to Minoko Station?
With SGA? Oh, should be quick.
Alright, let's take a look at the map here. So we gotta get over here. There's a lot of new stuff on the map now. Let's see if we can find some enemies to try out Verso's combo thing. Which there's some enemies right up here, so. Is this snow or what is this? Why is it just in the middle of not snow? Why is she going first all of a sudden? Does Lune's first strike not counteract this? That guy's got shield. And she's back to 8 AP. Alright, so now we're gonna try this. No idea if it's gonna work, but let's give it a try. So, we go... Should I fish for a mark first? Because every single turn I should have another chance to actually use the marks. I swear he has marking strike. Okay. So much for that. I used too much AP, so now I can't actually check. Oh, jeez. Wait. If he gets a mark right now, it could fix it. He did. He did get a mark. But it only gives 2 AP? I thought it gave 3. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Okay, we'll have to try it again next turn, I guess. Thai food does cost less, so that's great news. Sword Ballet. How many hits is Sword Ballet? It's a 5-hit combo. You think if the first hit gets eaten by the shield, it'll still kill this guy? I should just make sure I kill this guy, huh? Whoops. Messed that one up a little bit. Is she stunned or not stunned? It looks like she's still stunned, but it doesn't appear anywhere. Oh, it does. It appears above her head. Okay. It does get rid of stuns, it looks like. Let's try this one more time. This time, don't spend a bunch of random AP for no reason. We could spend 1 AP. Okay. Now let's try this. It doesn't work. So the play again counts as the second turn. So lame. So then I gotta decide, do I want to do what I was doing before, or do I want to use this sword? Which makes it so you always can get a free AP by auto-attacking first, but then you can't use Blitz anymore. I feel like there's no point in me using this sword then, because this sword has half the power of the other sword. And he did just get, he did just master that Lumina, so what does this one do? Powerless enemies. It would have been so cool if it worked, huh? But maybe with combo attack, this is good enough? Because that would make the basic attack on par, because it would do 2 hits. But his abilities would still be weaker, so I imagine it's maybe not worth it. It's a really cool weapon, though. Like, I like the look. So, we don't need Enfeebling Mark. Got a lot of things that I want to master, huh? I don't want to do this because it will just kill him when Lune uses Typhoon. And I also don't know if I'm ever going to actually use this. It's okay for, like, solo battle if you're not going to heal yourself at all. So I think I just want to hurry up and get Energizing Parry done. So now he starts at like 751 HP, but he's kind of slow, right? He's 700 speed, she's 930, she's 725. Alright, so where do we want to go? We're kind of running out of time here. We just got to pick somewhere and go. I see an item over there, so let's do that. And I want to investigate that light post. I don't know why that light post seems suspicious to me. Color Illumina. We can't go in here? Okay, I saw another item somewhere. Where was it? I was turning the camera real quick. I think it's maybe over there? Oh, I forgot. We can use SKA to get around faster. What's up with this light post? Nothing? Oh, that's the item that I saw.
Acceleration.
Another color of Lumina. We see anything on the map gives us a hint. So there's something over here. Should I go in here real quick so this is also labeled? Like, does it really not get its label if I don't go in it? Even though it's the same area as this one? Maybe I should test that real quick. We even have, like, trebuchets here, huh? Higher ranks increase Verso's damage up to 200%. So maybe he gets 50% damage every single rank up? So that would make sense, right? He goes like at D, so C gets 50, B is 100, A is 150, and then S is 200? That would make sense. Is Eskia still standing there? Yes, he is. Okay. I don't think there's any reason to actually explore around here because we've already been here. I just want to check if the name goes above this after we enter it, even though we technically exited it. It does not. Okay. So anytime where an area goes to another area, it only puts the name above one of them. So why again didn't we go in here? Well, let's find out over here then. And this seems like a little dead end. So I'm going to go here and then I'm going to go back this way and explore, and that'll probably be it for how much time we got. Keep our eyes peeled for any items and stuff. Is this not where it was? Oh, it's a little bit further. Is there anything there? Oh. Hey, a merchant.
Minoko Station is to the north, not far from here.
Hello, sir. Just 2 haircuts for CL. I mean, I don't even think that I like them that much. So. Was it a danger area? Is that why I didn't go in? Or... This is a danger area, so I am not going to go in. So I'm going to go back over to the east. And we'll explore around there a little bit. I say as I immediately get distracted going a different direction. Is this an enemy? No, it's like a dead enemy.
Acceleration!
What? I'm getting stuck. Oh, there's a guy up there. I didn't see him before. It's like one of the big... He's one of those guys with a mine, except his mine is like a crazy looking mine.
I am speed!
Oh, another thing that I was thinking of, like, if you look at an area like this, like, the battlefield is crazy, and, like, the monsters that these guys have to fight are insane, right? And I feel like if you're in Lumiere, like, you have literally no understanding. This is just Stone Quarry. Wasn't there another area called the Stone Quarry? Oh, it was Twilight Quarry. But you have no understanding of what it's like over here. Like, at all. And even the people who are going on these expeditions, they don't have any understanding of what it's gonna be like until they get here. And then it's like, it just becomes survival instinct, essentially. Like, they have to fight against these terrible odds. And the only way to survive is to, like, deal with it. Like, all of a sudden you have to fight these horrible monsters that are just ruthless. And you've never been in situations like that before. Because there's probably no wars in Lumiere, right? Because there's not enough people to have wars with. So you're, like, in these situations that you've never even experienced at all before. How do I want to do this? Because if you pop these bubbles, it does a good job of killing this guy, but it gives everyone else shields. So I think you want to kill these guys first, huh? But yeah, just be crazy. Like, once you get here, all of a sudden you have to become like some ruthless killer just to survive.
This and precision.
I kill this guy with just attacks? Yes, I can.
That's better. Break.
Oh, he's a flying enemy? Okay. I didn't realize you count as a flying enemy. He hardly even looks like he's flying, he just doesn't have legs. So I think we just leveled up that weapon? I thought we already had it at level 8. Maybe we only had it at level 7? I guess the game will tell us when we get here, right? Yeah, we had it at level 7. Okay, so we could, in theory, go through this water. There's something over there.
I'm the fastest ball.
Well, let's explore this little bit of land first. The heck is this guy? There's an item up there. There's also an enemy there. It might be a chromatic enemy. Color Illumina. This is like the first boss that we fought at the Indigo Tree, right? This is probably going to be stronger and maybe a chromatic, but let's test it. Is he guarding anything? It's always interesting that the chromatic enemies don't really like care that you're there. Like they sometimes acknowledge you, but they don't just attack you. I guess none of the enemies really in the overworld attack you. Use SKA just to check everything in this area real quick. Well, let's try it out. I imagine he might be too strong, but... Okay, so it is the same guy, except he's Frost now. He might be immune to Typhoon is the only problem. Because he might just be immune to ice skills. Should I just test it and find out immediately? If I waste all my AP and he's immune to it, we got a problem. Well, I guess if he's immune, we still get the heal. It just would also heal him. So let's try it. He does absorb it, okay. Oh, it does multiple hits on the ground, okay. Also, the first hit just one-shot me. So, I'm gonna say that's a no on this one. I parried the first part, and then the second explosion that I didn't realize was coming one-shot everyone, and then it exploded again, but I think everyone was already dead. So we'll make a note of that guy, and we'll come back to him. But yeah, if I use Typhoon, that means every single turn that Lune takes is going to heal him again. Now, the heal is probably not that big, so maybe it doesn't matter. It might be worth more for me to just have a continuous heal of my party. So where exactly is this? It's to the east of Forgotten Battlefield. Okay. So I think last thing we'll do is we'll go to this stone quarry here and see if it's just like a small loot area or if there's actually something to it. There is something to this area. It has a journal that I see. I don't know how big this area is going to be.
That's unusual.
What happened here?
We don't really need to rest. What are we doing here? Probably just this. This get me 14 defense still. And we're above 50% crit right now. I don't think we can learn anything that I was hoping to learn. I need 3 more points on you. And I think I was looking for 2 more points on you. I guess there's no reason not to rest, though, huh? Because we just reloaded the area. So let's take a quick peek what's around here, if this is going to be like a whole area, or if it's just going to be really short. Well, they're just letting us grab this.
48th. He wouldn't listen. Just kept running everyone into the ground. He acted as if he was the only true believer. That we had to trust him. 5 dead, and he wanted to double down. Thomas, not so subtly insinuated that Jean should be relieved of duty. Mutiny. Something I'd never have countenanced. Yet I have a duty to them too. It's a gutting realization. What has to be done? The mission is too important. The team is too important. We can't just throw our lives away for nothing. I hate that it came to this. But he broke our trust. Under Expedition Code 23, Jean Fournier is hereby relieved of duty. I, Vincent Constantine, have assumed command and have designated Thomas Flegov as lieutenant.
All right. So, anything else around here besides this guy? Who are you? Okay. This is not exactly what I was expecting. I don't know how I tell if he's playing the right or the wrong notes.
I'm ready. Feeling better. I'm ready.
Okay. Obviously, I did not do it right.
Ready to evade. Ready to evade.
Ah, dang it, I missed that one. Okay, so the green ones you want to get hit by, the red ones you want to
Ready
parry.
evade. I'll do it. Feeling better.
Okay. Do I have to do all these trials in a row? I think
I'll
so.
do it. Let's keep going. I'm ready. I'll do it. Good. Ready to evade.
Ah, I missed.
I'll do it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Good. Ready to evade. I'm ready. I'll do it.
Okay, we completed trial 2. Having heal on
I'll do
parry
it.
is really useful here, huh?
Good. I'm ready. I'll do it.
I already missed one, which is unfortunate. Oh, I
Ready
missed
to
that one
evade.
too. I hate that it keeps going even if you already messed up. I wish it would just restart when you messed up. Like that, I missed the first one.
Good. Feeling better. I'll do it. I'm ready. Feeling better. Feeling better.
I only missed one that time. Dang it.
I'll do it.
But I'm not actually losing health, so...
I'll do it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Feeling better. Ready to evade. Good. Okay. I'll do it. I'll do it. Let's keep going.
Okay, I got it. All the trials complete. Okay. We actually ended with full health, too. Yeah, I don't know if Lune would have died if I didn't have the heal on parry, but I had so much health that... And the fact that those little ones healed you was kind of nice as well. Ooh, he leveled up my healing parry. I guess that makes sense since healing parry was very nice here. He just faces me, so I can't talk to him anymore. Okay, so once again, I'm not gonna kill any of the friendly creations. Anything else around here? Invisible wall right there. So I assume that healing parry didn't get stronger, but the Picto did? Yeah, healing... I don't remember what it had before. It was level 5 before, so I imagine the stats were maybe about half of what it is now. That's a lot of stats to give, though. 400 HP and 150 defense. I'll just check, but healing parry's still 3%. Okay. And then she leveled up that weapon. Well, I guess we finished this zone real quick. That was a interesting little minigame. It took a second to figure out. The fact that it didn't actually hurt that much gave you a lot of attempts. The only thing that I found a little bit annoying was that if you failed early, it would just keep playing the entire string and it wouldn't just restart you immediately, because if you missed a single one, then it counted as a fail, so there was really no reason for it to keep going. Especially since the pattern was different every single time. It's not like you can then see what comes later in the pattern. It's just straight up a different pattern every single time, so. But anyways, I think that's going to be a good stopping spot for this one. Once we load out into the open world here. We finished up the Forgotten Battlefield, and we fought, what was his name? Like Dueliste? Something like that. He was a really cool boss. Again, reminded me a lot of just like straight up an Elden Ring or a Dark Souls boss. He wasn't too awfully difficult. I don't know if it's because we're over leveled or, but, and we still haven't seen another one of those gradient counters. I was talking about it in that fight, but I really thought that he would have like a gradient counter. Maybe he didn't live long enough to do it, but we didn't see it. But anyways, we're now through there, and we're gonna be moving on to, I don't know how much I should explore first before we go to this. There's not a whole lot here. So I'll think about it. We might go over here. We might save that for later. But anyways, that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Okay. So I honestly don't know what to do now. Like, I really want to keep playing, but part of me is like, I should just take a break. My computer is having some struggles now from streaming a few days in a row without restarting. But I think everything should, like, still went fine that whole stream. Just like now that I'm trying to tab out, it's struggling a little bit. Well, let me go fill up my water and stuff. And I think I might just do another one. And then we'll, yeah, I really just want to play some more. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Still really trying to decide if I should do another one or not. I think the responsible thing to do would be to take a break. Yeah, I think I should do that. I obviously do want to keep playing more, but still having a lot of fun with this game. We'll get back to it on Friday some more, and then Saturday as well. Probably won't stream as much next weekend as we did this weekend, but we'll try and get in 4 solid episodes between Friday and Saturday. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for the stream today. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like I said, I've still been having a lot of fun with this game. And I feel like they keep doing stuff to like keep it interesting, right? Like that little mini game, completely irrelevant to the rest of the game, but it still uses some of the mechanics like the parrying. So that was kind of interesting. And then just the story and the moments in the game are done really well, the music and all that stuff. So it's just been a good experience all around. But yeah, that's gonna do it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will be back this Friday